I want them to remember that he served honorably and professionally.
He was a great public servant and an even better human being.
Tonight, Western New York and beyond are remembering former New York Congressman John LaFalce. He dedicated years of his life to public service, fighting for Western New Yorkers in Congress. 2 on Your Side's Alyssa Clausell is looking at his life and legacy.
Tonight, Western New York is remembering the life of former Congressman John LaFalce. The Buffalo native dedicated nearly 3 decades to representing Western New Yorkers in Washington. His legacy as a public servant influencing some serving today, like Erie County Democratic Chair Jeremy Zellner.
He's inspired dozens and dozens of elected officials, including myself over the years, to get into public service, and he's going to be deeply missed.
Former Erie County Democratic Party Chairman Len Lenahan worked in public service with LaFalce for almost 50 years.
I'm going to remember him as a strong leader and a gentle soul. He had, as tough as he could be at times, he had a heart for people, particularly who are up against it in the system.
LaFalce, a Democrat, got his start in politics as a New York State Senator in 1971, then a state assemblyman in 1973, and after that a U.S. Congressman where he served 3 different districts from 1975 to 2003. Some might say one of his most notable acts.
Hopeful that shortly after their investigation is concluded, that they will be able to respond favorably to our request for a disaster designation.
Obviously, the Love Canal tragedy and what happened in the 70s with the Love Canal and getting a super fund and getting the money we needed in to help this community was probably one of the biggest things that he did.
LaFalce advocated for people who lived in the Love Canal neighborhood in Niagara Falls following the discovery of a toxic waste site there.
He shunned the limelight. He just said, let's get this done. These people are in real trouble. There's health concerns. And he was the consummate political leader, bringing the parties together to get something done. And that's why I think we miss a lot of that today.
He'd eventually get the funding.
President Carter has agreed to support my request for an appropriation of $4 million under the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act that can be used for a cleanup of the Love Canal.
And after 28 years of service, LaFalce retired in June of 2002. He'd return to Western New York and continue serving others. John LaFalce was 85 years old. And tonight, reaction to the congressman's passing continues to pour in. Senator Chuck Schumer released a statement saying, in part, quote, Congressman LaFalce was as Buffalo as they come. He had one of the biggest brains and the biggest heart. John was a legislative giant and a dear friend going back to our time serving together in the House, end quote. And Governor Kathy Hochul also expressing her condolences. She's reflecting on how the former congressman impacted her career, saying, quote, John and I stayed close as he advised me at every stage of my career. I am forever grateful for the opportunity and the lifetime education he got me, end quote. LaFalce is survived by his wife, Patricia, and his son, Martin. On Your Side, Alyssa Clausell, Channel 2 News.
Alyssa, thank you. And local representatives are sharing their condolences tonight as well. U.S. Representative Tim Kennedy shared a statement today saying in part, quote, Congressman LaFalce embodied the definition of public service from his time in the United States Army to his nearly 3 decades representing our hometown in the House of Representatives. Congressman John LaFalce set an example to which we all should aspire, end quote. State Senator Sean Ryan also released a statement saying in part, quote, during his many years representing our region in the United States House of Representatives, Congressman LaFalce was known as a tireless public servant, a dedicated advocate for his constituents, and a champion for our community.